Yes, so that still getting one to the end that so like adapt like and also and find the ending up taking the different so make to that and say so example of I get alone like of those like that finding any of take the decision to the trail and they need about like answer to tracer as well as that team support for like for the reference and as to recognize that job as like okay but like and that they have those things that someone by the job and so and I'm going to in front of like a crowd as that at that point I'm going to instructing more like the project demanding that adapt mean to process for like adapt doing that. But like once like the moment comes for adapt to that make that for composition and recognition in the yeah, that when adapt the clean only able to for instance to betray his and at that point they adapt to that dependent is man of that of beginning that of like the huge crowd like adapt really the information about like the secret the surface of Nigeria as well as like that. And so because of that, like that, it doesn't recognize that Geoffrey has land. Okay. So we know the extent to which that Seda will be shouting out in front of like that shock you crowd. Well, at that point, the like and wait for the Geoffrey straight away or to that bring down and that straight away election of and what let's say you know I don't know right. So probably I'm which at that point let's succeed most likely land change the whole propagating like in same as the black and red crazy after black spending that person time to the announce the lines and for different black job yeah that quickly change around and basically even the operator as well as like when they're outside the news so yeah that one is that training function out that is more like a bit so that's what these are the theory function right now for that carrying to that point of skill is and that almost fully condenses work to that offer that the base biometric biometric and striking attitudes with that one of this might be such a deal that it is gathering up the different and water battery what often the case of them then that is that make it to that time that and that is that time that the and point to the repeated time that they will be canceling that guidance that thing and that way that's the receiving guidance that in almost 12 and that then that in almost 12 something that time at that point it will be down to one to be along the content line that can be that I can take to that make with that one and now so the point one at that point all of the fully something and all one to be able to that open the game but that's still and one at that point wanting to actually more perspectives not that number to them but because the number even with that the rate number of that 20,000 so that's still not being enough to that convince what that from what of perspective what to maintain the feeling that would be there it would be the one hearing that will go to so that's really long and one again uh, to be able to like bring down silent chances like to get ambulance that water on the need. So that's water that when demanding that you want to meet and speak with that amount of like start that over. So that I'm different what is the only happen like the interaction with that water and from that I'm from the from that water at that point that seeing that intensity and like the control in that I and yeah under the consult only at that point that lab water find is fully different and basically what they doing in the whole city and open the game is that scenario that I'm going to do. So that the city element in the realm of small level, that in the complex, the white work of army and the difference to be so or that I'm looking for and then expect that during the back of that is that the white work of the black file the answer is important in that the climate when is that at that world that is the now that when that way I'm going to come in for that the soldiers and that the war that is during that the majority of election being indicated by the white workers and also trying to straight away the it will be in part of like the white worker Infosys Bank showing it to in part of the white worker and that way it's like the now is that a little bit and that way the white workers take over that the board and it will be created into like the board and at that point I'm still beginning my there for like Sam as well as no capability force to like and free from like the ball it's like and it's getting like the ball is like it's now the plan and everything and even at that point I'm able to think for like snow to that was like they hold off to it's like kind of so no to it so just like it's not kind of so like I'm like the very end of the table like the ball like and so you execute them for like snow to like constantly in the synthesis exams that I'm looking at that point, like synthesis I'm looking at something about the sex that Longclaw, so like Dora, I'm looking at uniting Java and Snow, and I'm looking at it for like that thing from the day that Dora, in that community perspective, then also like the so but that is the distinguishes that I'm focusing on. And the game explain that the loss of like the part of the like exactly had that doing that the kind of white book take of experience scenario that I'm looking at. So it's for like very important for like the scenario to be like and it's also not right waiting for like Alistair so one field be like a place of like but and that's the piece of that the thing you'll say that by the number of the calculations like the like worried about like to stand situation that I'm so expect for like so see at that point of like telling that basically the soldiers that left the war that they have a lot of soldiers than required at like the war and that's why that they are like lacking off and basically getting lazy and this is why that all happening to be along the line until the different state away so the telling to a stop and stuff songs like the snap that and that's certainly not at all even allowing and stuff on to that explain that the actual seriousness of like the situation and like the war and about putting that something and Job is straight away feeling that that the handle went the one of that wildlife and that the folks that left the war have gotten so the dogs that left the war more have gotten so extremely lazy that basically if they can't even length the war on the wildlife to be along the range and so different types of yeah that's why straight away lab blindly up in the air to a shop land as the thought like the class that I was bringing at that point I'm going to find something at that point telling that like that's like a punishment that basically almost like it's a kind of strong soldiers and like the war are hereby ordered to heal from to join like the forces like join the army like like to get organized and the thing like okay at that point giving the on the up like in the southern boy being like the strong soldiers and like the war with the forcing like the lazy one and like the war to that being forced to that not here to like afford to be lazy anymore and basically that probably train and probably defense back the war to be along the lines of like the excuse that and those thing something more likely make it for like or on behalf of the team to bring like strong soldiers from like the war, which might be handy for like the that way for like to be able to like defend like against anything from that stance. There's like the that so like that way through so this that on top like the and those thing for like to be set from that the war to so that's like the part of like the harmony for that living and what things that now that is a little so that at that point I'm not becoming more like so and stuff to do that bring up like the topic about the wall that's the my point made have made but like at that point I'm not that the lack of the intimidating some and some like things and just lack that he doesn't care about like the walls and that he like not and stuff and like the strong words and like the nice one of a like the borders of that the king properly then there would be severe conscience this is often to the along the lines and not the end of like surgery to intimate number of people getting and stuff for the that it is see that or the things that they have a so that's a fundamental engineering and development as well. So and for much more to be extremely elected to land America like the war and like and as well saying that going like the army experience landing, but like I'm going to bring actually I'm going to bring that no to definitely traveling to but that eventually I'm going to bring that snow so that also consider like the situation of that that in person end up and that so at that point that doing that as like doing that as like an opportunities to in that walk into that in like the name of that joining that the army flexible that it's walking to that step maybe able to that free it's not part of and saves it up to the around the night that's no even to that the second of thing was like that and that was no to be free to that join the army of like against that it's like saying it's not that about the sad way I'm going to bring it actually once that the conservative army would be making it sure that it's landing, which I'm definitely protecting level leaders to have a hand left. At that point, while the battle will be taken, maybe want to be on like the battlefield that while that I'm going to bring maybe snow and so maybe running a breeze or at that point like whenever for like so maybe something we see that long for so that what that's so recognizing that so and basically that way I'm notifying that factor and that incident I'm notifying anything such an incident in every and that is here is saying that the scenario of that point is with the snow and you're not in the kitchen like not that a big similar to the my vegetarian on myself that about as well as guidance that current plan my state of that leads to that measures defeat black side army but like to ensure that they get the side and I saw that they may be hoping that they will be able to that make an exchange with that Tywin for that to free and that was that was them to be to get that against them. My dear uncle is of like the hope and plan that take them to the left lack of maybe having a definitely not to be very ambitious. So luckily I'm praying injury in that the battle against that Tywin army of the little thing for like the scenario to be that scenario where like I'm going to bring Tywin to be able to bring down Captain like the scenario that about so like I said with last second number putting that of anyone putting down Tywin to save just not like not that I'm going to so that way that also tried in happening. But like I'm the friend of the around that time that so like at that point I'm putting cabins as well as that around being that they are some therefore for like exchange they have lost it. But like at that point it's when I go to the world and the most like you spot Tyrion and that that the happening of the time is so like them capturing Tyrion and at that point I'm going once again that Catelyn as well as that of feeling for that basically by Julia that makes that exchange with that Tyrion. So they don't like them offer but like as the different one they only make it to head on those bring after that like without consider at all like bring that chain head off by heading off with the slack army after the chain without Juliet or that from finding out about that moon that private thinking and also connected with now it's like the plans that and those are ending up that ending up we can liberate game to like the point of that game deciding to that three taking on a role and army and like seeing things that decided during a that field stand a bit but also flexibility around army it's doing every back to that things land and basically this army takes on more army along with that things landing attack a joint again on the like Jamie at that point to a colleague I don't think that play it and like Jamie that way in terms back to like the slash it's start with that thing start that of the random games the data market and uh one flag of army will be bringing the capture cherry of the that is landing like at that point on the thing for like the very first thing and I'm not when that bring like carry on provided from like so like you consume the pick and not in that number. So like at that point to form just from like that job straight away in the straight away stepping down functions that from on that straight away walks up towards that career and number of different that inflicting pain text that way career in like the house and project with on being on your way and when that job being doing the very exact same thing to a shop career as well as that everyone looking there and doing so yeah that way we have to look down to set which not kind of right. So luckily I'm still remembering in that like even to this point like I don't pay myself to get to that subject about actually on index of house having input that pay on the free that might do the case. So so we're doing exactly that to that stereo and getting the sort of enjoy stereo on a straight away given in the opinion like the order to and that to that straight away. So stereo in a kind of state and like getting started with check with now that I'm so that at that point I'm different straight away and that as well as like being to that exact location and basically that while into a kind of can situation that comes from different but that the dimension of let's bring down and adapt like an only for that surgery and things of managing to that both about as well as black cat to that no knowledge of science building to lack change of rate, but also forcing them to lack need to constantly change of rate. And all this happening right in front of that adapt with that and start was lifting not a plan about it. At that point, number of things adapt to be we have to spend get at the same time and the first question. It's like giving it scenario or the scenario that I'm doing. That we have got a framework to be only after that I'm going to think the army of like stands and this army would be making to like against landing of them to that I'm going to so like at that point I'm going to bring just that going to matter for everything like focus on like the increase in like against landing armies like whole noise like and strength in the like I'm going to bring them within scan like this now that I'm going to bring so definitely I'm going to bring that like the law of like scan like we happening and like the remaining objectives of my army of black scans like in the bring army of black scans army like bring that then as well getting had a hopefully had a to the techniques landing army or spring perspective each and that and everything and that way there is a command on like I'm going to bring to the able that Walder's demand like I'm going to bring all three of that Walder's demands like no any happening of like I'm going to putting during like armies that then against that Tyrant army and so different that for neither of nor the black army then the black not being able to like protect like the sun of war black Oliver that is now like so different. So that way like the law of now Oliver on the bring like doing like the battle against like Tyrants like thing not that and that way I'm not bring like signing that to like also experience to like things of campus in that way from not being able to that not being allowed to that be sliding and that way I'm only putting that they from not ending up sliding that's a one of those as well. It's like the scenario that I'm going to find that way I'm not bring by then that was to be absolutely enraged and like feel that we had gone by like getting and uh, to get on the line from the exact model that would be feeling enraged and that would be that have since like get feelings on that going to be forming within that worker at that point that understands to be getting formed within worker at that point is that now that about that. And I'm going to bring for only then put it especially that's the different scenarios happening where like bring that idea to the getting of growing up and that the things around the different idea as well as like water of some different things running into each other in that case into each other and that I'm looking for the people up to that level before ending down that I'm looking both areas as well as that world of something to realize that in that about the family and everything else that and there's an art that I'm looking and that way like I'm bring the idea and world of other songs that and that's getting that is good and I'm going to be only at that point that like one will be finding coming down until that point I'm going to bring to that and so on the like manage to like repeatedly talk trouble to that was stuck. Okay, so but me I'm still to get a mind to do that for right number two of this item that from the to be a bird like and a bird of that item where for like something among that the lamp right who might have simply put not not robot might have been what might have happened that one was with that and the other was with that and the like the woman Peter of like the lamprey herself might have exactly instantly in the name of feeding might have said the poison alcohol and that way to get revenge for like the what the doctor I did to that the lamprey might feel in place like some of the case and you know so it will accept the including the members in the reimbursement so like usually by the time out of one lecture of idea before making it to electing planning by the number of differing of lakh dimensions to lakh continue on intervening with that divisions of lakh of practice recently and number of things is an event so during in that conversation start of that they are the feeling of like when is then in the second that way like around half of like the practice goes in the aspects towards lakh those and then that way I'm going to bring that then to the area normally not following any of like the order of like kind of but also not very static to like not follow any order of out over as well like the snap plan so that way around half like the like yeah is getting and evading like betraying and like the Dothraki army. By the time they were almost making it to that planning, like it's now that I'm looking. And yet, even at that point, I'm still taking my prisoner for like counter over that sticking to the walls and basically deciding to still take on that the King's Landing, then that is the King's Landing army with just of the black Dothraki armies like in this now that I'm able to therefore, like the name of the during the celebrated when that silence might have been for a long time might have been looking for opportunities to extend the sort of the on without partnership net the land summit when at the same time that growing left the land summit might be that might have been the case that you know so that 100% like approaching benefiting capital army might be the timing might be seen as an actual opportunity to do exactly that. So like I'm not trying to believe things that traveling is a captain traveling that planning for item job like I'm opportunity. And hopefully that even will loss of that side happening to the bad against that of army but like today on surviving and I'm going to bring that even during that the loss of five and also bring possibly most likely rock that will be bringing down private issue that save to change that when like economic plan and purposes. So that in that way I'm so different scenario to be that time sustaining maybe see this Indonesia and like at that point I'm going to train that Tywin that process coming out and just they Tywin at that point like leading the framing leading to now Tywin at that point that the framing to like save and basically that at that point that the different group is not like Captain might be having the plan and strategy to that team private allies to for like to make that exchange to like save Captain might be the game that we have to train with. So the game during them doing their absolute best to save private but still and also that private hand like to not so like from private perspective like the content and absolute embarrassing void of honor not that private is one of the phases to be how that given the loss of that private catalyst. While Tyrion to make it that entire thing that given kind of so yeah, so like my opinion right now for that Tyrion that the current night is that Ambrose my that the down of that Ambrose or something. And about the point at that point that the rest to be as well as Flora to be the side start finals that was that is not final of the time. At that point that then that would be about four that right down paper left. At that point that Flora slowly then up then like Flora I think it was like a while the spring direct and that if it's that the and number thing going to be in that sense and that's what the price was Flora that when the springs to that when that it that the remaining authority if the authority finds out that like the loss of the council will have happened that then they might straight away state that then their person to be announced the line some of the things was that Dora to let the Senate and they name Dora that way forcing and then to that step this escape of that so as like now that I'm looking to which like I'm not finding and one extreme year back and then of steps Dora indicating kind of to that degree and like still I'm going to bring that Dora and then that getting out of that then secretly from that and taking advantage of the night to that step escape from that content and that Dora is like I'm just bring that down straight away escaping that's the camp of that so then camp of like the rubber camp that was not extended so while Jora and then to be escaping that camp without delay about the things for that the authority finding out about like the law of that company like cargo was like the not extended so at that point I'm looking to straight away like then shaping up like them the authority that getting on the road then shaping up like Jora and then assistant not so that WM ranked by then like for like Jora and then would have just barely made it to that support it's like the now terrible prayer and I'm looking at that was the like the prayer for the catching up to that Jora and then like get like I'm so the barely I'm looking like Jora and then Jora didn't then to ship at least leave the ship failing of this fair making time as like lot of criteria to make it to that before if that was not terrible.